Is there a God? This is a question that has been asked forever by all kinds of people belonging to different kinds of religion. The answer is simple. It's not only there is only one God, but there are many gods. That's why we have many religions. If there is only one God, there will be one religion. And God, by definition, is some superhuman that he can do things that we cannot do, who is immortal, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. This is generally what the qualities that people ascribe to God. But what has happened in the 21st century is that we have been confused because we have no experience of God, but our ancestors, prior to science, were in touch with God. But now, after science and technology, God has disappeared from our consciousness, from our belief system. But still, religion persists. Religion persists. And that is something that everybody has to take it seriously and ask, well, whether there is a truth in a religion, why people are following. There are many answers for these questions. But one thing is certain, that as long as there is the human race, there will be religion. There will be gods and goddesses. And there will also be, unfortunately, feuds between religions. When I was in graduate school doing my PhD, there is a debate on what is religion and what is a cult. Religion is what I practice, and cult is what you practice, and that's what it is. So my God is the only God. In CNN some time ago, many years ago, there was a series called Warriors of God by Christian Manpour, and how people are prepared to wage war in the name of God and kill others, which truly is not what every individual religious scriptures talk about or prescribe. They don't prescribe war, killing people. It prescribes love, compassion. But what happened? Religion lost sight of the essence of it. The essence of religion is transcendence, and then relate to some mystical being who is controlling us, who is our creator, who is compassionate. And intuitively, all of us in our subconscious and conscious mind have that experience. That's why we have not given up religion totally. But then the subconscious, unconscious behavior continues, that we go to the church, temples, mosques, wherever, not understanding what's going on around. whether are we really having a God experience. The time when we ask all these questions and then put experience as a prerequisite to attend church or temple or any other religious organization, then we have revived religion. We have revived God. We have revived spirituality. And this is the time. Corona has awakened at least some people to ask about God, the meaning of life. Although the question has not gone deep into their existence, it is just a scratch on the surface. But it is good. That is the beginning point. And we have wonderful scientific methodology which we truly require to revive faith, because faith is going to be very hard for us living in the 21st century, with rationality being the scale by which we are evaluating the validity of an institution or faith or belief. So it would be good if science can be brought in to understand God, religion, extraterrestrials. We're very fortunate to have had John Mack of Harvard. He was Professor of Psychiatry at Harvard, who started studying the phenomenon called abduction. He wrote a book on abduction too. And then his last book was, I think, Passport to Cosmos. All his life, or most part of his life, he devoted to understand this paranormal experience with beings that are out there from other galaxies who just come and want to teach us a lot that we do not know. And if I say that God is UFO, then people will have a hard time to understand it. At least people who are very conservative and traditional. But this is certainly the way to go. That we have to have a personal contact with the divine. So what is in between ourselves and experience of God? Because we are blinded by our own eyes. Our own eyes are blind. They can only see material things, not the spirit. We can, but there is training involved in it. And we have systematic training provided by different religions in their own ways, particularly in the Indian traditions. We have There are innumerable techniques to go beyond your senses, go beyond your vision, go beyond your hearing, go beyond your rational understanding, and experience God, and at that time you are in bliss. The purpose of yoga is chitta-vritti nirodha, which means stopping the mind. When you stop the mind, then you are in touch with God. But then it is such an ordeal, almost impossible to stop the mind unless you go to sleep or under anesthesia. The moment you experience the disappearance of the mind and you are still alive, not dead, not asleep, but fully aware, and this awareness can be for a fraction of a second to begin with, and then it can start to expand and expand, and at will you can step out of your mind, your rationality, then experience God in many different ways, and then you will come, yes, I experienced it. And this is true religion. There is no opportunity in regular churches, synagogues, monasteries, etc., where you are encouraged to have a personal experience with God. Somebody said, why don't you call this as title as spirituality and you are calling it as religion? I purposefully did that because the intention of my doing this is to change religion. Religion and spirituality are different in the sense that religion is an institution of people. Spirituality is more personal, individualistic. But human beings in general are social animals. And if we stay in our house and meditate or doing pranayama and other types of meditations, you are singled out, and there are not many people who can do that. But when it has to be a group of people, and that is religion. And religion has such a bad name today because of the wars fought on in the name of God, their own gods. Each one has their own God, and claiming that their God is the best God and the yours God is a demon. And this is the problem. So we need, across the board, an awareness to bring all religions together in the name of one religion, and that religion explains all other religions because it gives parameters and morphology to understand all religions in an objective, non-partisan way. I want senators and congressmen, prime ministers and parliamentarians to work on unifying religions by pointing out the essence of all religions and how the essence is the same, then we will have a solution for religious feuds, wars, misunderstandings. That is possible. So politicians should get involved in it just in the interest of creating a peaceful world. If we don't address the religious issues, the religious differences, and try to come up with superficial peace talks, it won't work. Peace, first of all, has to be understood by the individual. And the individual should be convinced that it is crazy to engage in war. It is crazy to go and kill a fellow human being. That is not civilization. That is barbaric activity. So when you have an understanding, when the soldier says, "No, I don't want to do that," then it is possible. But it will take a long, long, long time to make everyone to have a mystical experience. Unlike Jesus, if you slap on my cheek, this cheek, why don't you do it here too? What can be done then? We have to start somewhere. Where can we start? Inquiring. That's why I took some time out to at least attract people and then eventually bring them into a group and create a group consciousness of a conscious religion. And as I said in my first video, you don't have to abandon whatever religion you are born into. You can be a Christian, you can be a Buddhist, you can be a Hindu, you can be whatever religion you belong to. You keep that religion. You have to, because it is in your blood. And it's a community that you belong to. So keep that. Unless you don't want to, that's your personal decision. In addition to that, there will be this new religion that I am talking about, which is the religion of all religions, or the religion of religions. I'm not going to give up my own religion. And I don't ask anybody else to give up their religions. You have to keep it. And then live together, understanding that the core essence of religion is love, experience of God, can care for the rest of the human beings, whoever they are, wherever they are, whatever color they are. All these things are necessary to create a new understanding of religion. So I will do more videos as we go along. God bless.